You see it on your feed, a friend's new car, a colleague's exotic vacation. You feel a complex mix of happiness for them and a subtle, sinking feeling in your stomach. A voice whispers that you are falling behind. Before you know it, you are browsing for expensive things you do not need. What just happened? This impulse is not a character flaw or a lack of discipline. It is a predictable reaction to a sophisticated psychological trap. An invisible force is influencing your decisions, pushing you to trade your long-term wealth for short-term validation. You are playing a game where the rules are designed to make you lose, and you probably never even realized it. For generations, this was called keeping up with the Joneses. Today, it is on overdrive. You are not just comparing yourself to your neighbor anymore. You are comparing yourself to the curated highlight reels of thousands of people across the globe. This constant exposure has rewired our sense of what is normal, creating a dangerous gap between perception and reality. The result is a constant, low-grade anxiety that your life is not enough. This feeling is a powerful motivator for consumption. The temporary high of a new purchase acts as a balm for the sting of comparison. But the relief is fleeting, and the debt is real. You are treating a psychological wound with a financial product, a strategy doomed to fail. But what if you could see the game for what it is? Once you can name this phenomenon, you take away its power. It is called the financial illusion, and it is the single greatest obstacle to building wealth in the modern world. In this video, we are going to dissect it, understand its mechanics, and give you the mental tool to become immune to its effects. Let us begin. The financial illusion operates on one simple principle. You are constantly comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's highlight reel. You see the polished outcome, the shiny new product, the perfect vacation photo. You do not see the debt, the stress, the sacrifice, or the marital arguments that may have accompanied it. You compare your complete reality with their curated fraction. This creates a perception gap. Your brain mistakenly accepts this curated image as the complete truth, establishing a new baseline for what constitutes a normal or successful life. When your own messy, complex reality does not match this flawless baseline, your brain interprets it as a failure. It triggers a primal fear of being left behind by the tribe. Let us visualize this. Imagine your financial life as a car engine, with all its complex, greasy, and sometimes malfunctioning parts. The financial illusion is like judging your own functional engine against a collection of nothing but perfectly polished, showroom-ready car exteriors. It is an absurd comparison, yet we do it every single day without even realizing it. This illusion is not an accident. It is the business model of many platforms. Engagement is driven by emotion, and envy is one of the most powerful emotions. The more you engage, the more you are shown content designed to make you feel inadequate, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of comparison and consumption. Your attention is the product, and your financial anxiety is the byproduct. So the first step to breaking free is simply acknowledging the game. When you see a post that triggers envy, your new mental model should be to immediately picture the iceberg. Actively remind yourself that you are only seeing the tip. The 90% that is underwater, the debt, the stress, the reality, is invisible. This conscious act short-circuits the illusion. Recognizing this illusion is a massive leap forward. It moves you from being a passive participant to an active observer. But you might be wondering, if it is so irrational, why does our brain fall for it so easily? The answer lies deep within our evolutionary past. Our brains are running on ancient software that is not designed for this modern world. To understand why the financial illusion is so effective, we need to talk about our mimetic drive. That is a fancy term for a very simple, primal instinct. We are hardwired to imitate others, especially those we perceive as successful. For hundreds of thousands of years, this was a brilliant survival strategy. If you saw another caveman eat a red berry and survive, you ate the red berry. If you saw the most successful hunter in the tribe sharpen his spear in a particular way, you copied him. Mimicking the successful was the fastest path to safety, resources, and status. Your brain evolved powerful neural circuits, like mirror neurons, to make this imitation automatic and effortless. It was a feature, not a bug. It kept us alive. But now, fast forward to today. That same ancient hardware is operating in a radically different environment. Your brain does not distinguish between the successful hunter and the influencer with a rented Lamborghini. It just sees a signal of high status and says, "Copy that to improve your standing in the tribe." The software has not been updated. When you see a curated display of wealth, your mirror neurons fire up. They create a desire that feels deeply personal, as if it originated within you. You feel a genuine want for the new phone, the luxury bag, the expensive dinner. You believe you are making a sovereign choice, but in reality, you are often just running an ancient survival script in the wrong context. So the desire is not the problem. The desire is a normal function of a healthy human brain. The problem is that the signals our brains are receiving are no longer reliable indicators of true success or well-being. We are imitating a fantasy and paying for it with real money. The key is not to eliminate the desire, but to consciously choose what signals you pay attention to. Understanding this neurological quirk is liberating. It is not your fault. You have been fighting your own evolutionary history, but now you know the enemy. You can see the illusion and understand the ancient wiring that makes you susceptible. So how do we fight back? We do it by changing the game entirely. We must build a new system for measuring success. The antidote to the financial illusion is to deliberately switch from an external scorecard to an internal scorecard. This is the single most powerful shift you can make for your financial and mental well-being. The external scorecard is the game of comparison. Its metrics are things like your job title, the car you drive, likes on a post, and what others think of you. When you live by the external scorecard, you grant the world immense power over your emotional state. Your happiness becomes dependent on factors you cannot control. You are essentially a passenger in your own life, your mood dictated by the whims and opinions of others. It is a recipe for perpetual anxiety, because the goalposts are always moving and you are never in charge. Now, let us introduce the internal scorecard. This is the game you play with yourself, for yourself. Its metrics are things you directly control. It measures your own progress against your own past performance. It is not about being better than others. It is about being better than you were yesterday. The metrics here are your savings rate, your net worth, your skill development, and your peace of mind. Living by the internal scorecard means you define what success looks like for you based on your own values and goals. You reclaim your emotional sovereignty. Your self-worth is no longer tied to external validation. You become the pilot of your own ship, navigating by your own compass. The opinions of others become irrelevant data points, not directives. How do you make this shift? You start by defining your metrics. Write down 3 to 5 numbers that truly matter to you for your financial future. It could be your monthly investment amount, or the number of days until you are debt-free. Then, track them relentlessly. Celebrate your own progress. This creates a powerful new feedback loop that starves the old mimetic drive. By choosing to play an internal game, you make the financial illusion powerless. You cannot be tricked into comparing yourself to others if you are not even playing their game. You have created your own, more meaningful one. This is the foundation of financial peace. But once you have cleared this external hurdle, you will find there is one final, internal glitch to fix. So let us recap. We have revealed that the feeling of being financially behind is often caused by the financial illusion, a trap where we compare our reality to others' curated highlights. We have learned this is not a personal failure but our ancient mimetic drive being exploited in a modern world. It is our survival software running in the wrong context. The key takeaway is this: you must choose your game. The external game of comparison is unwinnable and designed to make you anxious and poor. The internal game of personal progress is winnable, meaningful, and the only path to genuine financial peace. Your scorecard is the most important financial document you will ever create. It is your declaration of independence. By building and focusing on your internal scorecard, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You become the architect of your financial destiny. This shift from reaction to intention is the essence of financial maturity. You have taken a massive step away from the noise of the crowd and towards the signal of your own goals. You have taken back control from the outside world. But now that you have control over the external influences, a new question arises. Why is it still so hard to do the right thing, even when no one is watching? Why do we procrastinate on investing or saving, even when we know it is what our internal scorecard demands? You have defeated the external enemy, but there is still an internal glitch in the system. This internal resistance is caused by a different cognitive bias, one that forces your brain to prioritize the comfort of today over the prosperity of tomorrow. It is a neurological feature that makes long-term planning incredibly difficult. Understanding and overcoming this bias is the next critical step. And that is exactly what we break down in the video on your screen right now. If you are ready to align your daily actions with your long-term ambitions and finally conquer that feeling of self-sabotage, this is your next step. Click the video on the screen to learn the mental model that bridges the gap between your present self and your future self. It is time to fix the final glitch in the system. Click now